Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 everyone. Hello, it is Fox here from Model Making Guru. Hello, yes, welcome, welcome. It's time for another Elite Dangerous flying around bit of streaming fun. I'm playing this for a few hours. You may as well join me and hang out while I fly around and chart some planets and stars and that in the SPESS. Welcome all. If you didn't see this last time, basically I'm just pootling about the Milky Way. And I thought, like I do in my Warhammer thing, I thought you might as well join me and hang out in the chat. I've got no major plan apart from just to pootle around the map, and we'll have a look at the map in a minute. But I know a few of you have said before you quite fancy this game and you've never seen it, so I thought it'd be a good chance for me to show you guys what it's like. And it's just kind of fun. I'm going to be playing this anyway, so let's all just hang out. So, let's have a look and think, see who's in the chat before we go anywhere. As always, if you're watching this and you can't see the live chat, you can. I know I pointed at it then, but there's no point. You can't see my hands. There is a chat on the right hand side of the screen. That's nothing to do with the game. That's just a chat for the stream. If you can see that, but you can't see the live chat where you actually type stuff in, then you need to go to watch the stream on the YouTube page. It's just click on the YouTube icon in the bottom right hand corner of the video stream, and that will take you to the YouTube page where you can join in the live chat. And you might as well, because it's a good bunch of people in there, and we'll have a good time. We're going for a few hours. We'll have a good time. As always as well, there is a little stream boss battle thing at the top left of the page on the screen. You can see there. It's a throwback from my Warhammer Sunday streams. Basically, I have a stream boss, which currently is Aviad Madar, who starts out with a certain amount of health, and whoever gets him down to 0 health wins 200 to 300 quid's worth of Warhammer or Forge World kits and products. Basically, you can knock his health down by either subscribing to this channel and hitting the notification bell if you're not already a subscriber. Or you can put a tip through the tip jar, which is at the bottom right there. It says it's streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru. That's my tip jar. You can put a tip through there. Or if you've got the chat up and you're typing in the chat, you can hit the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat and do a super chat. It puts your comment in a big colour box and makes a noise so I can see it. I have a better chance of not missing your comment. And also, it helps take a little bit of his health off. And don't forget, of course, the more money you put through on a super chat or through a tip, the greater the amount, the greater the health you take off him. And I say, whoever gets him down to 0, all that money goes into a pot and you will win the budget. So you will just tell me what you want to order and I will buy it for you. So get doing your tips and super chats. Anyway, let's crack on. So what is the plan? Well, if you remember last time, I was flying around. Let's have a look at the galactical map. I was flying around with no real plan. I was probably not exactly here when you saw me last. I was probably over here somewhere. Because what happened was, if you remember last week's stream, I mentioned when I landed on a planet about how you have to watch for the gravity when you land on a planet, because if you go in and it's too heavy, you might ding your ship and cause lots of damage. Oops, something just happened. What happened? Hi Bye Die has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Hi Bye Die. Hi Bye Die. I like that name. Hi Bye Die. Thank you very much for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified of any content that goes up. Yeah, so I was around about here, I think, last week. And then just after I finished streaming, I had my tea and I came back and I landed on a moon and it was 2 times normal gravity and I went crunch. Yeah, I didn't die, but I did so much damage to the ship and I didn't have any repair limpets. I had to go all the way back to here, all the way back in to this part of the world, which was a good, I don't know, 250 jumps. It took me about 3 hours to get back there, and then when I got my ship repaired, because there's a space station in there, there's a space station in the Seagull Nebula. Once I got in there, got my ship repaired, that was all sorted out, and then I had to fly all the way back again. So I've just been making my way slowly across this part of the Sanguineous Rim. I'm in the Sanguineous Rim section of the Milky Way. My plan now, I do have a plan. My plan is to basically pootle my way all around the outer rim of the Milky Way. All the way around here. Not all right on the outside, because I've only got a 37 light year jump range on my ship, so I can't go everywhere. All the way around. I'm going to pootle around and work my way back round, and only then will I return to Earth, because I haven't yet been to Earth. I've not even visited the solar system yet. So, yeah. So, Kev Lawson says, moral of the story, take plasters with you. Yes, so I went back to the space station anyway. I got my ship repaired and I got myself some repair limpets and a limpet controller, so if I do take any hull damage I can at least repair it myself now. I don't have to go all the way back to space. Also, what I did do, you remember last time the letters on my dashboard were all incorrect. It was supposed to say that, it didn't, because when they updated the program last time and put a big patch in, it messed all my letters up. And half my body kit was missing as well, half the body kit on my ship. So, what I'll do is I'll show you what the ship looks like now, because when I got back to the space station, I realised half the body kit was missing. Not only were my dangly, my things on my dashboard messed up. So, let's see if I can remember all the buttons for the camera. Here we're in a dark region of space. Let's get somewhere light. Hang on. I've not played this for a few days, and I've forgotten all the controls. Yes, I'm in a dark area, right? That's no good at all. See if I can get some light on this ship. Because there's all spoilers on my ship that were missing. So, it was like, oh man, all the spoilers are missing. Now, of course, yes, it's battered and weathered. Of course it is. Because it's my ship. I've not had the... When I took it back into the space station, I didn't get the paint repaired. Because why would I want to do that? Why would I want to get the paint repaired? I want it to look battered. So, yeah, there we go. Now, there is some awesome paint chipping. So you can see now I've actually got the spoiler on the back, which I didn't have last time. Brilliant, which was well done. So move all. No, that's the wrong button. Let's take that off. Yeah, so we've got rid of all the... I mean, we've got all the spoilers on there now, and there's some spoilers on the back as well. So it looks much better. Much better. So that is the Combatants Funk. That's my ship. As you can see there, the name. Combatants Funk. The logo's wiped off, but hey, there's the name. And for a sense of scale... I know I showed this last time, but for a sense of scale, before we get going, there, in that little tiny cockpit in the front, is me. That's me. Ooh, that's supposed to be me. There you go, there's me, sitting there, twiddling my sticks. Oh, yeah. So anyway, let's get back into the cockpit. Now, I also noticed, and I also figured out, I did have a spare button, so I was able to actually set up free look. So now I can actually look around my cockpit. I can show you the cockpit a bit better. So you can see here, all this stuff is modelled. Even though normally if you play just on a controller, this is all you get. The whole cockpit is actually modelled. And it's beautifully detailed. And then there's because it's a DeLacy ship, I think. There's all wires everywhere because, of course, there are. It's like an old Ford Escort. It's got some wiring issues. And I think if I can remember how to do it, I can give you a guided tour because I didn't do this last time. I think I can give you a guided tour. Look, Sergeant Bones says someone seriously needs to make models of these ships. They do. They do need to do that. Right. So let's see if I can remember how to change the camera angle of my ship. It is not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. That's boost. Didn't want to do that. Is it that one? No, not that one. I can never remember the button to change the... Oh! I can't remember the... No, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Technical difficulties. What's the button to change my camera? It's one of the buttons.
Flight assist off.
Nope, that's not the button I wanted. Anybody in chat, do you remember what the button is to change my camera view? I can't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember. Detach camera, but exit camera. Sweet. No, that's not the one I want. No. That's my lasers. I don't want that. Oh, I've forgotten the... Oh well. Well, I can't give you a guided tour of the... Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Right, why is that out? That doesn't need to be out. Right.
Landing gear deployed.
Why did... What? I don't want my landing gear... Oh.
Landing gear retracted.
Shut up. Right. Not going well. Not going well at all. So, what the hell am I doing?
Landing gear deployed.
No, I didn't press that.
Landing gear retracted.
Something's going weird here. I'm going to unplug my controller and plug it back in because something's going weird here. Hang on. There we go. Right. That was weird. I know what I've...
Flight assist
on. Wow, that looked really, really professional. Palmer Zero says escape. I'm on Xbox, so it's a HOTAS controller, and I can't remember the number. The button... I can't remember the thing to change my camera. It is... Oh, hang on. I've got it. There we go. Right, so here's after all that, it's on the bottom of the screen. Here's my cockpit. I like the fact that as I move the stick, you can actually see my character moving the stick as I'm moving the stick now. Yes. It's quite good. I like that. I seem to have enormous feet, which is cool. Can I go into free look mode while I'm doing this? No, I can't. That's annoying. Oh, I can. Can I? No. But that's the cockpit. It's there is a multi-cockpit option in this ship, so you can have up to 2 other people in the ship with you. They sit behind me on the left and right. Unfortunately, with the multi-crew idea, it's a really nice idea, but there's nothing you can actually do with it. There's nothing, you can't do anything with it. If you're in a multi-crew, there's not really a lot for you to do. See if I can move the camera around to give you a view. No. Closer look at me. Don't want to see that. It's my pilot. That's me. That's one of the multi-crew seats, spare seat. That's the other one. It's quite a nice big cockpit, and there's so much detail for the cockpit that you wish you could get up and walk around, but they've not done that yet. Now there is a way. Can I do this? Can I change this around? There are some Easter eggs in the cockpit. See if I can find them. Because if you look behind me, I don't know if this will work. There is. If you look in the bottom right there's a coffee machine. I've got a coffee machine in my ship. How cool is that? Yes. There's also a couple of biscuits on the tray. They're mine, and if you touch them I will have to actually kill you to death. So anyway, there we are. Nonsense. Just showing you nonsense. So I shall go into a zoomy speed, and we'll get everything set up. I'll have a quick look at the chat first of all, and we'll just get going.
Frameshift drive charging.
I'll just get myself underway first, and I'll have a quick look at chat and see who is in.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Okay, I don't want that. Right, so let's have a quick look at chat. We have Deaths0079 is in. I was asking about a question he asked on the stream the other day about reverse washing on the Boom Hut stream last weekend. And he was saying he said, how long if you're doing a reverse wash, how long do you have to leave the enamel paint on top of all the acrylics to dry before you can rub it off to expose the paint underneath? And we said, you know, half an hour. And he says he found it about 12 to 24 hours was better. It does actually depend on how thick you put the paint on. If you're doing a reverse wash, I tend to, whenever I've done it, I've used a very, very light mist coat, airbrushed on of the colour I want to remove. And I find with enamels, once you've airbrushed it on, give it half an hour, it's usually enough you can wipe it off, even without thinners on the cotton bud. But the cotton bud only needs to be ever so slightly damp. You don't need gobs and gobs of thinner on there, just ever so slightly damp. Pokemon Tom is in. I'm currently on around 20 hours into this game, so still a noob, but absolutely love it. I build a ridiculously expensive PC to play Star Citizen, yet find myself enjoying this 100% more. This is actually a finished game. It's not still in demo mode, if you know what I mean, in beta. I've had a look at Star Citizen, but I've not got a decent gameplay PC, and also I haven't got £1 trillion to buy all the stuff they're trying to sell. So yeah, I'm not that keen on their model really. Let's have a look. Scale Model Vamp is in. Welcome, Scale Model Vamp. Pixel Man's at 19. Scale Model Vamp does ask Pokemon Tom why he's not available to catch in game. You've got to catch them all. Let's have a look. Pixel Man 19 asks, what will be a good video of mine to watch for masking parts for hand brushing? For those that only don't know, by the way, my channel is actually about model making. I just happen to be doing some gameplay today. If you're doing masking, the one golden rule of masking is if you're going to mask something off, ideally when you've masked it you want to airbrush the paint over the top. 100% of the time if you try and brush paint over masking tape, it will go under the tape. Unless you do a very gentle dry brush and build the colour up slowly, but then you get texture to your paint, so it's not ideal. If you can, mask off the area and airbrush the paint over the top, that way you'll get nice crisp lines. If you're not actually after a crisp line, you just have to, let's say, a patchy shape or a non-linear sort of random blobby shape, you can use masking fluids. I use them for chipping. They're great to be brushed over, but they're rubbish for straight lines. Mitch says, awesome, a stream I can actually watch live. Welcome, Mitch. Jamie Bone is in. Hi, everyone, says Jamie. Welcome, Jamie. Let's have a look. Mitch Fox, I know this particular stream has nothing to do about modelling, but I just got Master Grade Heavy Arms version EW and Wing Gundam Vert EW. I'm so pumped, just had to share. Well, no, you're more than welcome to talk about model making. I need something to talk about, and it is a model making channel, so feel free. Good, they're two good kits. I have made both of them actually, and they are awesome. Heavy Warms was the first ever gunpla I built, and I have a little soft spot for Heavy Warms, as I call it. I actually have this game as part of the Kickstarter campaign, but I've never played nor installed it yet. I just don't think I would have the time to play it now, says Kev Lawson. Would you say you need a good amount of time to play this then? You don't need a good amount of time. It is, for me, the kind of game I can pop in and play a couple of hours every now and then. It's not a problem at all. But if you want to really invest yourself in it, it's a very slow, very long learning curve. And it's described as a Euro Truck Simulator in space. And that's the most accurate description I've ever come across. Because you can kind of play it however the hell you want. You can do it as a you know, a combat game. You can do it just to do cargo missions. Just adjusting my table. You can play it to just explore space like I am. I'm well out of the human area, inhabited space. There's no space stations out here. There's no nothing. It's just stars and planets, and I'm just exploring and mapping and making my money that way. In a couple of years, I'll go back to civilized space, and I'll cash it all in. But you don't need to. You might need to. It takes a while to get the hang of things. And I would say if you want to play it, I wouldn't. If you're on a console or even on a computer, I wouldn't recommend using a controller. There's too many functions. You want to get a HOTAS stick. If you're on Xbox, there's only one. It's the HOTAS T1, I think it's called. I can't remember who makes it. Oh, it's Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster HOTAS T1 is the only one for Xbox. Or, you know, if you're on computer, obviously you've got a choice of HOTAS sticks, but I do recommend a HOTAS stick. Interzone88, hi Fox, hi Interzone, welcome, welcome. BNT, hey Mr. B. Last stream I was wondering why the letters arse were on the screen, wondering if those were keyboard shortcuts for something. Now it dawned on me. Yes, they are supposed to say arse. They were just mixed up because they updated the game and it messed up all my settings. And I can't change them, even though they're like 3 foot in front of my character, because there's my character. Even though in reality I could just reach over and move them, I can't change them unless I go to a space station and go into the outfitting and change them around, so I was stuck with them. William Rayborn, good morning, welcome William. Christopher C, hello all, welcome Christopher. Mitch says, Heavy Armor's always been my favourite mobile suit. It was the first action figure my pops bought me of the Gundam series. Yeah, it is an awesome suit. The only thing to keep in mind with the Gundam Wing models is they are smaller than regular master grades, purely because the mobile suits themselves are smaller compared to other series mobile suits. So they are quite small. So if you've not built many other Gunpla or never built other Gunpla, other ones do get bigger. The suits themselves are actually quite small, but I love heavy arms. Right, what are we doing? Anyway, let's crack on. Welcome to everybody. Like I say, if you want to ask me anything in chat, feel free. Whether it doesn't have to be about this game, it can be about model making. This is just a chance for me to hang out with my followers on the YouTubes. I just don't happen to be model making. I happen to be flying in SPESS. But you know, you want to ask me anything you want, give me something to talk about. That's fine. You can put it in chat again if you want to make sure I mean, I've got the iPad right in front of my HOTAS controller, so I can see the chat, so I can't really miss it. But if you want to guarantee it, you can do a super chat, the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat. That puts it in a coloured box and gives me a little sound. And again, that money goes towards the pot for the stream boss battle and takes a bit of Aviad's health off. If you haven't got a chat at all, though, you can mail me, fox@modelmakingguru.com. I'll put it on the telly. Is it here? Hang on. It is. There you go, fox@modelmakingguru.com. That is email address. I'll leave it on there for a minute, and then I'll take it off because I'm sure it gets annoying if it's sat there all the time. Where's it gone? So fox@modelmakingguru.com. You can pop me an email, you're more than welcome to. I might not get it straight away, but I've got my email open as well. Hey Dad, Dad's in. Welcome Dad. Paul Di Tommaso. Welcome Paul. Mitch says he's been working on a real grade though. So tiny. Yeah, they are tiny. Real grades are great. Never actually built one yet though. I need to do a real grade at some point. I've got a couple to do. Right, what am I doing? Anyway, yes, let's crack on. So, I'm going 868 times... That's what I wanted to do. Hang on. I'm going 870 times the speed of light. For those, if you don't know, you've never played this, that round thing in the middle is my sort of scanner, so I can see things. The number at the right is 887 or 889, that's my speed, and it's 893c, which is 893 times the speed of light. And the one thing you realise about this game is that everything is massively far apart, because it's...
Frameshift drive charging.
No, I didn't want to do that. No, stop! What is going on here? There's something weird happening here now. I'm going to do it this way. My controller's being a bit weird. It seems to be doing weird button presses. So I think I've got it preset. At the moment I'm heading to, I've got a 37-ish, 35 to 37 range light year range jump. And I've got a route set to currently this star here. For no other reason than it's just a waypoint for me. I can't set a marker too far out. Because the route planner will just fail. So I think there's about 120, 130 jumps to that particular star. But as you can see, that bit there is a tiny portion of the journey, which is going to go all around the Milky Way, all around. Now, if you've never played this and you've never seen the map, and you're wondering why this map is a bit jerky, let me show you. If I put the map into realistic mode, which means it shows all the stars and planets realistically, and I go to where I am now, let's zoom into where I am. Now I'm in an outer spiral arm where it's not massively dense for stars. Now all these lines, ignore all these lines because they're kind of annoying, but they just show potential routes. Let's move away from here actually, because then it just gets confusing. You can see the kind of density of stars I've got. Now all these are stars. Basically this simulation of the Milky Way contains about 400 billion star systems. They reckon 400 billion star systems. A lot of it's procedurally generated. And every single one you can visit. Now if you think this is insane, looking at the number of stars here, let me take you to the centre of the galaxy where the Sagittarius A star black hole is. And watch this. Let's go and lock on. Let's lock on Sag A. And let's have a look at what kind of stars we've got. There we go. So there's the black hole at the centre of the galaxy, which you can go and check out. And let's zoom out and see how many stars. Oh yeah, that's just one or two there. And all of those stars, those little stars, little twinkly lights, every single one is a star. Most of which have planets, asteroids, gas giants, rocky bodies, icy bodies, have planetary systems, and every single one of which you can go and visit. Every single one. What's that lump there? That is a nebula. Let's have a look at that nebula. There's loads of nebulae and things like that. I've lost it now. There's another one. Whoops. Let's have a look at that nebula. There's loads of nebula, all different sizes, all named. If I can, I'm actually zoomed in quite far, so I can't quite show you that nebula. Never mind, little tiny nebula. But you get the idea. There's a lot of stars in this map. Massive, massive stars. So, yeah, I'm going to be playing this game for a while. Basically what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just pootling along. All inhabited space is kind of here, and I've just buggered off from that, and all I'm doing is I'm flying from star to star, and I am mapping the stars and planets on the way, and then when I get back to inhabited space I will sell all that exploration data and make a stupid amount of money. Now if you're wondering whether that's actually a good way to make money, let's have a look. My balance, if you see in the bottom left of that screen there, my balance when you last saw me was 93 million credits. I then went back to that space station and cashed in a couple of months worth of flying around, and I went up to almost, well, I went to 500 million credits just for cashing in the cartographic data. So yeah, there's definitely money to be made. Right, so anyway, let's crack on. Let's crack on and go do some explorificating. And we shall have a look at the chat. Now, do let me know, by the way, if the game volume is too high or too low. I don't know. I've got it set as best I can, but if you're struggling to hear me over the game audio, or if the game audio is too quiet, let me know. I can turn it up or down, so just let me know either way.
Ready to engage.
Oh yeah, where is it? Didn't line up, did I? Come on, where are you? There you are. Now, what you're going to see me do today is fly to a star, refuel, and scan all the planets. There are lots of other things you can do. If you've never played this game before, you can do exploration like me, you can do in the inhabited areas, you can do combat, you can do trading, you can do passenger missions, all kinds of things you can do. I'm just doing exploration at the moment. So I'm going to refuel a little bit. There's 20 things in this star system, so we've got some things to scan. And if you never know, be lucky, you might find an Earth-like world while you're on telly with me.
Fuel scoping complete.
The irony is that last week when we showed this, I didn't really find anything interesting as we did our little journey. As soon as I stopped doing the stream, had my tea and came back to play for a bit, I found like 3 water worlds, an ammonia world and 2 earthlikes. Brilliant. So, yeah. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Where are we? Scale Model Vamp. Hey, Dad. Oh, everybody's saying hello to Dad. Mitch says tons of details, even more nubs though. Holy crap! Says those Wing Gundam kits. Oh yeah, they are. Nubs are easy to remove. Interzone says entered the warp. Paul Di Tommaso. Yeah, but master grade details in HD scale. Jamie Bones says just a quick question about the Warhammer Conquest magazines. What's the difference between a Space Marine Rhino and a Death Guard Rhino, or rather the same with a few add-on pieces? Basically, any Chaos vehicles, any Space Marine Chaos stuff is either Space Marines or Space Marine vehicles that have turned to Chaos. So they were Space Marines and they were Space Marine vehicles, and they've been they've been converted to Chaos. Chaos is like, think of it like light side and dark side, except in reality in Warhammer everybody's on the dark side. They've been turned to Chaos and they've defected to the Chaos side. So it's basically the same vehicle, but it's got loads of Chaos bits stuck on it. So yeah, it's basically the same vehicle, and all the Space Marines are basically the same Space Marines, but they've turned to Chaos and they work a bit differently. So there are traitor legions and traitor factions of Space Marines who have gone over to the dark side, as it were. They've gone over to Chaos, and there you go. Right, let's have a look at this system. So we've jumped into this system. Quick D-scan. Told me there's 20 bodies in this system, so let's have a look and see, shall we? I've not played it for a week, I've forgotten what I'm doing now. So we've got some generic high metal contents, we've got some icy bodies, and we've potentially here got something that could be a water world, could be an ammonia world. Ooh. It's not going to be an Earth-like, but it could be a water world or an ammonia world. If we're very lucky, it'll be an ammonia world, and if we're really lucky, it'll be an ammonia world that nobody else has claimed before. So we shall see. The way this works is if you're the first person to scan a planet and discover it, then you get your name on that planet. It says first discovered by, and that is there permanently across all platforms. Although there's no cross-play between Xbox and PC and PlayStation 4, the actual simulated galaxy, the rest of the galaxy, the whole game you play, the place you play the game in, that is shared across all platforms. So if I discover a star now, or a planet now, and nobody ever claimed it before, I get my name on it. So if you were then playing on a different platform, I'm on Xbox and you're on PC, if you then went to find it, and you're on PC, you would suddenly see it would say discovered by Dog Sounds, which is me. So that's one little thing that drives me for the exploration, just to get my name on as many systems and things as possible, just for fun. There's a lot of systems out there with my name all over them. And as there are 400 billion star systems, obviously I'm not massively out of populated space yet, so there'll still be lots of things where people have claimed all the nice things, like water worlds and Earthlikes, and that's quite frustrating, but the further out I get, the less likely it is that somebody's discovered something. There we go, nice water world. Yes, that should make. I'll have to go and scan that because that'll make me a nice chunk of money. We'll see what else is in this system. If you weren't watching last week, basically what I'm doing now is I'm just scanning the system to see what's in this star system. If there's anything worth me investigating further. Because what I'm doing here, I'm getting a mapping data of the system, but I'm not getting specific data about the planets themselves other than generic information. This will make me a certain amount of money. However, if I now go to one of these planets and send some probes down there and do some proper full surface mapping, it will make me a lot more money. So what I'm doing is I'm doing this first to see what's in this system, checking out which planets are which, checking out which are the interesting ones, and if there's anything I need to go and send some probes to, and if there is, I'll go and do them one by one, and we'll get some probes. So we've got a water world. I will be going to that to find some do some probes. There will be some hot probe action. Yes, I can't remember who it was last week that kept laughing when I did that. Every time I said probe, I got all close up and pawned to the microphone. I won't do it too much. If it's annoying, I won't do it. So we've got one water world and some generic high metal contents, which, yeah, I'm not really bothered about those. What I'm looking for, to make the most money, I'm looking for water worlds are probably the third best profitable. Earth-like worlds are the second most profitable. And ammonia worlds, which are the rarest, are by far the most profitable objects you can scan and chart. And the trick is, there we go. The trick is now, if we have a look at this system, let's have a look and see what we've got. So we've got 2 stars. It's a binary system. Each one has got objects orbiting. So we've got high metal content world that I don't care about. Another one. We've got another one there. Now, these high metals, not interested in those 3 at all, because they're not. I could map them, but it takes time, and they're not worth that much. However, if you look on the window on the left, it says I've not yet mapped this planet. If you look at this one, this is a high metal content world, which is not interesting. But in the description on the left, it says this body is a candidate for terraforming. The fact it's terraformable increases its value massively. So when I'm looking for planets, I'm looking for water worlds, earth-likes, and ammonia worlds, and also anything that's terraformable, because those are the 4 things that make me a shed load of money. Anything else, not really that fussed about, unless it looks interesting. So we've got that one, we've got a water world, which is also terraformable, which puts the value of the water world up massively as well. Then a metal content world that's not terraformable. Icy bodies usually aren't. We have metal content, don't care, don't care, don't care. Yeah, these are all boring. Once you get to ice planets, they're kind of boring. So we've got this little puppy here, which is terraforming. So I've got this one, which is D339A4 and D339A5. So we'll go to this one first. We'll see if this is the closest. A1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So we want these 2 here. This menu on the left on this panel shows me them in distance order, so I know 4 is closer. If 5 had been closer, I would have gone to 5 first. So 5 is the water world, 4 is the one I want to go to. So let's go do some probing. Yes, it's probing time. Let's get some probing doing. Do let me know if that is annoying. I'll stop doing it. It's kind of funny, but I don't know how it sounds. Okay, so there's 3 speeds in this game. There's normal thrusters, which is slow as anything. There's super cruise, which is what I'm in now, which is multiples of light speed. I'm currently about 12 times light speed. And then there's hyper jump, or whatever it's called, hyper super fast jump, which is between stars. When I'm in a system, I want to use super cruise because it gets me there faster. Now this planet was what, about 400 light seconds away. I'm travelling at 20 times the speed of light, and look how long it's going to take me to get there. You get an idea for how big these places actually are. Oops, I'm going to go too fast there. I need to slow down. I messed that up, Mum. I made a mess of it. Oh, hang on. So the beauty of this is everything is kind of realistic distances, so it takes time to get to places. So there should be a rocky, high metal content. Oh, the other planets I kind of go for are metal-rich bodies as well. They can actually be quite valuable as well. So I will also scan those from time to time. And you can also land on planets as well. I don't need to just yet. So Freya Foya, if anybody knows how to pronounce that, Freya Fia. This at the moment, because I'm in procedurally generated spaces, the names aren't real. I forgot to mention, but I'll tell you. I'll do the probing first. I'll tell you about the galaxy map. Right, so let's probe. It's probing time. Probe. So this needs 6 probes. So 6 probes or less to get my bonus. Let's do this, folks. So 6 probes or less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how this works. If you're wondering why my movement is so jerky, it's because I'm using a HOTAS stick. If you're doing this on PC and you've got a mouse, it's dead easy. When you're using a HOTAS stick, you're jiggling a bit. How are we doing? How are we doing? 6 probes or less. Come on, ladies. 6 probes or less. 100%.
Surface scan complete.
Yes, there we go. Lovely jubbly. 6 probes or less. Now onto the water world. So we can go in here and we can select D339A5. Doodle-doo. Yeah, what I was going to show you was, I forgot to mention this. If you didn't watch last week, when you look at the galaxy map, The way they built this Milky Way was they said, right, let's put in all the star systems that we actually know exist and are already recorded. So basically, all the stars and planets that we already know about exist in this map. Everything like from Betelgeuse and all the stars that you can name in the night sky, they're all here. And then they just procedurally generated the rest using known methods for star formation. So, for example, lots of neutron stars and the brighter, lighter, and younger stars are on the older stars are on the outside of the galaxy, whereas in the middle, of course, the stars are more dense. They've structured differently. You get more A, B, and E type stars and things like that. So it kind of works. It's a realistic simulation, but the names are always kind of like random out here. So you get lots of stars with all the similar names. Like I'm at Freophia. Where are we at the minute? Freophia XUV D339. The next one is Freophia XUV D337, D316, and it goes on like that. So it's kind of randomly generically named at the moment. But all the places do exist. All the places that exist are on this map. So if you basically, I did watch a video once where a guy was saying, let's look at the night sky from Earth in this game and find all the things that we can find in our actual night sky. And they did. All the constellations there, all the stars that we know about. Everything. Quite amazing. I'll have a look at the chat in a second. Probing is good, says Vamp. Foxy, there's actually arse on your console. Well done. How long have you been watching now? We've been going for what, about half an hour? Well done. Bless. Probing an arse, says Vamp. That looks suspiciously Star Wars-ish mapped. What, the map, you mean? The galaxy map? It's the actual Milky Way. They only recently added all these little sectors just to break it up a bit. So at the moment I'm in Sanguinius Rim. I'll move on to Achilles' Altar, and then on to Lyra's Song, and then I'm either going to go to Dryman's Point or Tenebrae. I'm not sure yet. The stars are less dense in this bit, so I might not be able to get through that. Because I've only got a jump range of... That's the wrong button. Jump range of 35.5 light years at the moment. 37 if I had no cargo and lots of free modules, but I've got various bits and bobs equipped. I do have weapons and stuff installed which increase my weight and reduce my jump rate. I don't actually need them, but I want them. Just in case, because you never know. The last thing I want to do is accrue a couple of years worth of data, get back to a populated area of space and be shot down and destroyed. Because if my ship gets destroyed before I can cash in all this astronomical data, I lose it. And I could be out here for a year, 2 years before I go back to a space station. And if I lose all this data, I will be very, very sad. Because it'll be a couple of years worth. Last thing you want to do is get back to populated space and somehow get destroyed because a pirate tries to take you out and you lose years of exploration data. Now I may find a space station out in a nebula somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, and if I do, obviously I'll cache everything in as soon as I find one, but chances of that are very slim. There are some space stations out in asteroid fields in nebulae away from the human populated area, but they're very rare, and the chances are there aren't any until I get back to the bubble. So coming up on this water world. So how is everyone anyway? How are you all doing? I shall have a look at the chat when I've done my probing. Probe. Okay, so let's get this probed. So we've got 6 probes again. Probe. 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 It's actually quite easy to get 6 probes. When you get like a gas giant that needs like 15 probes, and then you're struggling then to get them around the back because they've got rings and things in the way. That's where it gets tricky. Also, I do have my enormous cup of... Well, I have to have a confession.
Surface scan complete.
My beverage for today is not an enormous cup of coffee. It is in fact an enormous cup of tea. I know, Barry's tea. Right, let's have a quick look at chat before we go to the next system. Where are we? Patrick McTighe, welcome Patrick, says hello Mr. Fox, it's been a while since I've been able to catch a stream. I'm on alcohol, I mean PC, says Scale Model Vamp. PC Vodka. Scale Model Vamp says, my current gaming PC was actually sponsored by Smirnoff a few years ago on an EA competition. Cool, cool. Do. Oh well, carry on, cadet, says Vamp. Excited for moving. You moving house? Cool. Dad says, I'm good, thanks, Fox. Busy trying to get more content done for my YouTube channel. Yes. Dad's got a YouTube channel. Go and check it out. It's if you click on his name, it'll take you to his channel. He's a mod, so you can click on his name. Go and check it out. Go and do it. Don't do it now, obviously, or do it in another tab, because you're watching my awesome content. He's only just started out, bless him. And I predict lots of good things happening in for Dad in the future, so go check him out. Do 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 do. A little bit of a quick fuel scoop.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping.
I also increased the size of my fuel scoop since we last met. When I went into the space station. I don't think there's anything to... It was a very quick system scan, so I get the feeling we're not going to have much to scan. Let's have a look. I think it might only be 1 or 2 stars. One body. Oh, there we go. There's nothing for us to scan. When you enter the system, it instantly scans the host star anyway, so we can just jump straight to the next system now.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now you might wonder, or you might notice as we go along, a lot of the stars look the same, and that's because I've restricted which stars I'm jumping to. I'll show you in a moment. I can't show you now because I'm jumping, so I can't go to my map. I like the way I jiggle about as I'm flying. There's even buttons up there, look. Right, scoop some fuelings.
Fuel scoping. System scan complete.
So we've got 3 bodies in this system.
Fuel scoping complete.
Okay, so 3 bodies, which means at least 1 body I can scan, and maybe it might just be 3 stars. Yes, I've got my no.
Drive charging.
I've got my filter set, so I'm only actually jumping to F-type stars, proto stars, carbon stars, Wolf-Rayet stars, white dwarf stars, and non-sequence stars. The reason I'm doing that is most of the things like Earth-like planets and water worlds you'll find around F-type stars. The way you play this game, you refuel your ship by scooping fuel from a star, like I do it each time I jump. You can scoop fuel from these 6. O, B, A, F, G, K, and M. Or 7, however many it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The acronym to remember is KGB Foam. KGB Foam. That's how you know which stars you can scoop fuel from. All the other stars you can't get fuel from, and if I jump to like 10 T-type stars, I'd run out of fuel and be dead. So there you go. But all of these tend to be mostly kind of boring, with just some icy planets and some rocky worlds. They don't often tend to have Earth-likes or water worlds or anything like that. So it's mostly F. They do sometimes, but it's quite boring. So the only reason I'm ever going to add these is if I need to get to a point where there's not many F-type stars, but there's maybe a lot of O or B-type stars, I'll have to go for those to jump across some space. But for now, I've got the luxury that I'm in an F-type star populous area, so I can focus mostly on F-type stars for my astronomical datas. And the other ones I just like proto stars, the T-Tauris, they're quite nice. Carbon stars and Wolf-Rayets are quite pretty. White dwarf stars are quite nice, and non-sequence stars are black holes and neutron stars. And neutron stars are fantastic. It'd be nice if we actually found a black hole while we're here, but I doubt it very much. Don't think I'm mapped in to find one, but you never know. Let's have a look at this system, see what we got. We've got, oh, it's already scanned 3 bodies, which means it was just 3 stars. So I can just go straight to the next place. Vamp says, no, moving to a better, bigger city area with fibre internet and better work. Oops. Be renting the back of the current house from my mom. Cool. I think you did actually mention that a while ago, that you're moving to an area with better internet, because I know you struggle with your internet at the minute. Interzone says, the time zone difference is terrible in summer for watching your live streams. It's 2 AM. Yeah, I know. I have to think carefully when I do a live stream of any kind, what time to do it. I know that something like 9 PM at night for me would be better for our people like our American cousins, and even people like you know, in Australia and New Zealand, like really down south, because then it's, you know, 9 AM here is, I mean 9 PM here is 9 AM in New Zealand. So it's a bit easier, but then again, of course, I need to try and get someone. So sometimes I'll do it during the day, just because I get a good chance to get some people. Sometimes I'll do stuff in the evening. And there's going to be nothing probably of any interest here, but we'll scan them all anyway. So let's see what we've got. There'll be no earth likes. There's no earth likes or water worlds or anything, so I'm not going to make a lot of money here, but I'll make more money if I scan these. So yeah, sometimes I like to just, you know, check these things out and see. Yeah, vary the time and try and get as many people as possible. So sometimes I'll do stuff in the evening. Sometimes I'll do stuff during the day. The other reason I can do stuff during the day is because I'm here all day anyway, and as far as I'm aware, there's no other streams on. I try as best I can to avoid other people's streams and stuff. And purely because I don't want to take people away from other people's streams. Sometimes you can't avoid it. Sometimes it just happens, you know. Nothing deliberate about it. It's just, there's only so many times you can do a stream. And for me, it's normally this time of the afternoon, between like 1 and 2 o'clock for 2 or 3 hours. That works for me because it's before dinner, but I've had a chance to do everything before lunch. Or if it's going to be in the evening, it's going to be after my dinner, and I may as well make it about 8 or 9 o'clock, so that anybody watching in the UK has had a chance to put the kids to bed and have their dinner. So there's only a limited number of sort of times you can do, so hey, what are you going to do? There's only 7 days in a week. So I'll try and balance stuff out, which is why I'll do some stuff in the evenings and some stuff during the day. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Oops. Something weird happened on my computer screen then. Don't know what it was. Now, you might not, I'm whizzing through these quite quickly. It's purely because I kind of had a quick look at the start of the scan at the bottom. You can see down there where I'm moving that little twiddly thing. It kind of suggests it's all mostly rocky bodies and things, so there's not going to be anything majorly desirable here. I can just get them all scanned quickly, have a quick look at the system map to see if any of them are terraformable. Go and check them out. And I'm not really bothered right now about geological and biological features, to be honest. So I'm not waiting for that scan to complete. We're 18 of 9. I need one more. That's going to be there. Hello, final one.
System scan complete.
There we go. So let's have a quick look at the system map. So we've got. We have boring. Oh, that's terraformable, so we'll mark that one. This body is a candidate for terraforming. Yes, makes a bit more money. That one's terraformable. That one's not. That one's not. So we've got those two. So that is A2 and A3. What do we have here? What do we have here? No, boring, 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 boring. Once you get into icy bodies, it's icy bodies all the way through. So none of these are metal rich, so I don't really care. If you're wondering what these blue circles are, this means you can land on it. The blue thing means you can land on it. So I've got to go to 2 and 3. See which is close. Is 2 actually closer than 3? It's not an assumption. 2, yeah, 2 is closer than 3. Let's go to 2 first. Doodle doo 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 doo. Look at the chat. It's just gone 5:15 PM here, says Vamp. That's in South Africa. Actually, more like 10 or 11 PM for us to stream to get most of the subs view after they get home from work. Ah. Muse is 6 hours behind us, and someone like Interzone is 8 to 9 hours. Whoops. There's basically, because all you guys are in different parts of the world, there's no such thing as a good time for me at all, because it doesn't matter what time I do a stream. I'll catch some of you, but I won't catch others. Now, I could just sit here and say, well, in that case, screw it, I'll just do it when it's convenient for me. But I don't like to go that way. I don't like to go that way at all. And that's why we do the E-model stream on 9 o'clock on a Monday night. Because we know most people have had their dinner. The kids have gone to bed. They're settled down. It's either watch us or watch some nonsense ITV drama, which you don't really want to watch. Celebrity dancing on ice in the jungle nonsense. And yeah, E-models being a UK supplier, we kind of aim for the UK market for them. But yeah, there's some people that will just do it when it's convenient for them, for the streamer themselves, but I don't try not to do that. If I can avoid it. I mean, I'm not going to do a stream at 3 in the morning. I mean, let's just be blatantly honest here. I'm not going to do a stream at 3 in the morning because that'll get me somebody in some territory somewhere. Because it's 3 in the morning, and I can't do something at 3 in the morning. If for no other reason than I do have neighbours and I can't make a lot of noise at 3 in the morning. So, yeah. But I'll try and vary stuff around. Yes.
Surface scan complete.
For this kind of stream, I can kind of do this kind of stream anytime during the day. Because it doesn't really matter. Because gameplay I can do all day. When it comes to model making though, if I'm doing a stream for model making, ideally I want to do it during the day and not in the evening. Just, if I can avoid it, just because by the time it gets to 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I'm kind of tired. You know, I'm an old man now. It gets to 8 o'clock at night, I've probably been working all day at the bench, or editing video, or doing something during the day. So, it gets to 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock, I've had my tea, I just want to chill out a little bit and not particularly do any work. So, it's not easy. But I always try and consider, you know, you guys as best I can, which is why I try and vary it if I can. Right, so it's going to take a while. 1,500 light seconds. I'm going, just broken the light barrier. Prepare for ramming speed. It's good when you do it like that. Of course, I don't know how far away I am and I might go too fast, so I can't do that. Whee! Yes, if you are considering playing this, anybody out there who's not played this before and is considering playing it, I do recommend it. There's a lot of brain work right at the start because they don't tell you much, and there's a lot of stuff you're just gonna have to go online and find out. You know, there's a lot of thinking involved as you're starting out, but once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. The only thing I would say, like I said before, though, is if you're going to play this game, don't play it on a controller. There's not enough options on a controller without having to use duplicate control schemes. And I said this last week. When you're flying around, you've got basic movements. You've got pitch, which is up and down, yaw, which is left and right. You've got roll, which is left and right banking. And you've got lateral movement, which is, you won't see it here, but it's up, down, and left and right, but moving laterally. You haven't got enough options on a controller to do that. You have to press a button to go in. You have to have like 2 control schemes on the same controller and press a button between them. So landing at a space station, when you have to press a button to be able to do separate controls for lateral thrust, is real pain. On a HOTAS, it's just some buttons on the other stick. It's great. So do get yourself a HOTAS. Oops. I'm going to go too fast because I wasn't paying attention again. See, you people, you're just distracting me. Oh, I'm not normally this rubbish. It's probing time. Hey, you're going to get probed. Activate probes. So anyhow, how is everyone? How are you all doing, folks? If you do the video games, what's your current game of choice? What are you playing at the moment? What's your gaming fancy? Are you on console or are you on computer? I don't really care what you're on. I have no bias towards any one particular platform. I prefer my Xbox, but I don't take part in any console wars or that nonsense. I'm not that shallow-minded. Probe! Activate probes! Probing now, sir. Whoops. Probing now. Probes away. I like the noises. Cool. I'm going to launch a probe now like that. But I discovered the other day, if you fire a probe, if you follow it, it goes on forever. It just never stops. It just goes on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Sort of. And there's no actual probe there, it's just a glowy speck of light, but you can follow them. Sometimes I have a lot of time on my hands, as you can tell. Yeah. And they also go really fast. I'm going... not that fast, actually, to be honest. I'm stuck in the gravity well of the planet. Anyway, that's those two probes. Never mind. Moving on. Next system. What's next? 104 jumps to where I wanted to get to.
Frame shift drive charging.
See what everybody's been playing. Jamie Bone is on Xbox One, good lad, and he's on COD Blops 4. I used to be a big first-person player. I was a massive first-person nut, and then Fallout 3 happened, and from that point on, I've kind of walked away from first-person shooters a bit and got more into open-world, explory stuff. Having said that, I'd recently, as in the other day, did reinstall the Master Chief Collection.
Fuel scoping.
Because I do have a big debt of gratitude to Halo.
System scan complete. Fuel scoping complete.
I do have a big debt of gratitude to Halo because it was Halo that got me into gaming in the first place. Kev Lawson is flittering between Crackdown 3, Red Dead Redemption 2 and for Gits and Shiggles, Humans Fall Flat. I don't know what that is. What's Humans Fall Flat? Is that like the keyboard move the character around game, like the one where you had to make the guy run? What was it called? Quop. Quop, was it Quop? Quop. I got Red Dead Redemption 2 and I played it for about 7 hours. And then I got sidetracked and started playing something else, and then I've never gone back to it. I should do. But the difficulty is, once you go away from Red Dead Redemption game for more than about half an hour, you forget all the controls and it's a nightmare to relearn them. Tea! What else is people playing? What are your games of choice at the moment? It's another boring system where I've got nothing to scan. Oh well.
Frame shift drive charging.
I just realised I went into frame shift drive then without checking my temperature. I could have overheated my ship quite easily there. Yeah, you got to be careful when you're flying out in the wilds. Super careful. Pokemon Tom says, apart from Elite, I'm kind of into Apex Legends at the moment. Yeah, a few people mentioned that. It's the Battle Royale thing, isn't it? Apex Legends. I have got PUBG on here. I think me and Chris and Paul played it once or twice. It was kind of good fun, but I can't say I was I wasn't, you know, head exploded by it. I had night vision on, you idiot. Right, so we've got some objects in here. Let's see what we can scan. Yeah, when I'm going into... when you're out in the wilds, when I said before about you've got to be careful, you've got to think of a lot of things. Like I can't just go to a space station and do any repairs. I can now repair my hull because I've got some limpets to repair. But I've got to keep an eye on things like, for example, I can do repairs and stuff, but I've got to monitor it. Like the health, all these items, these are all my modules, and the health's all at 100%, which is great. All the different things, 100% health, no problem. My hull is at 100%. You can see there. But the thing is, if you see on that big circle in the middle, there's a 26% at the top left. That's my temperature. It's 26% of maximum hull temperature, basically what it means. When I go close to a star and refuel, my temperature goes up. And if I go into frame shift
drive charging.
You'll see the temperature goes up, and then it goes down again. Because you put in this big powerful system into play and you turn it on and it makes your heat go up, the temperature of your ship. You have to manage the temperature, and if I was to go next to a sun, get my temperature up to like 70 or 80 degrees and then turn on the frame shift, that could push me over 100 degrees and I could damage all these modules, which I can repair, but repairing them takes up resources and time, and it's just a pain in the bum. And so I do have to try and be as careful as possible, because I'm out in the wilds and I intend to be out here for a long time. It's like I said the other day, it was 3 hours for me to get back. 3 hours of constant jumping for me to get back to a space station. So the last thing I want to do is to have to go back to civilized space right now, and like 6 months from now when I'm even further away. Yeah, even less. Looks interesting. Because if my ship gets destroyed, like I said, if my ship gets destroyed, all the data I've accrued from the scanning systems is lost forever. I can't cash it in. And when it's a couple of days worth of data, that's not a problem. When I've been out in space for like 6 months, a year and a half, that would be devastating. Because the whole thing for me is, it's not really that I need to make the money in the game. For me, the fun is to get my name on something that will persist as long as the game exists. There's something. And if I chart 5,000 stars, then for all I know, I could have had my name on 4,000 of those. But if my ship gets blown up, I'll never know, because they only get my name on it when I cash them in at a space station. That's when my name gets put on them. Until then, if I scan 1,000 stars and somebody else gets to a space station before me and scan the same stars, they get their name on it, and I will never know. Or if I get destroyed, I'll never have a chance to claim those, because they're just lost. It's kind of an immortality thing. It's kind of a, my little mark on the wall. I know it's pathetic because it's a video game. It's not like I'm discovered something impressive, or okay, I'm missing one thing here. It's going to be behind the star, isn't it? But it's my little mark on the world. For as long as this game exists, my name will be in a few places. Right, come on, where are you? There's one thing hiding somewhere. I hate when it gets to this point. Ah, there we go. There we go. Faintest of marks.
System scan.
Okay, let's have a see what we've got. We have triple star system. Not yet. So high metal content, don't care. That's some moons, it's me a rocky body. High metal, don't care. None of these are terraformable, so don't care. That's it. Okay, so don't really care about any of those. So none of those are really worth that much. They're all just rocky bodies or icy bodies, which aren't worth that much, but none of them are terraformable anyway, which makes them even less valuable.
Frameshift drive charging.
So we'll just move on to the next system. Pokemon Tom says, yeah, it's based on the Titanfall 2 game. Yes, that's right. I did play Titanfall when it first came out. I didn't play Titanfall 2. I had a bit of fun with Titanfall when it first came out, but I wasn't that enamoured of it. It will be easier to look it up. It was on Game Pass, so I had to go, says Kev Lawson. Titanfall 2 was such a good story. With Warhammer Conquest kits, do they have decals or won't they put them with the magazine collections? Asks Jamie Bone. I don't know. Nobody's mentioned that. Nobody's mentioned water slide decals at all. Which is kind of not worrying, because you can easily you can just buy the water slide sheets from Games Workshop. And they are ultramarines, which means, you know, a tenner penny, but yeah, in the information I had when I did my, you know, leak video, where I was showing what, if you haven't seen it, it's a video from a couple of weeks ago where there was a leak about what all ATA shoes will have, so go and have a look. Nothing mentioned decals. Now, it may well be that we get them. Ooh, what's this? Gas Giants. It's boring. Okay, this will be a boring system, but we'll scan it anyway. It may well be that we do get them, you know, at one point, but they've just not been mentioned. So, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. I'll tell you what I'm hoping at the moment. I've been watching the people doing little things of Metro Exodus. Is that the latest one, Metro Exodus? And I did play and enjoy Metro 2033. I didn't play the next one after that, Metro Half-Light or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called now. Something or other. I don't think I played that one. And I'm kind of hoping now that with Metro Exodus coming out, and they did do a re-release of the first two Metro games for like back compat Xbox One and extra graphics and stuff, improved graphics. I'm kind of hoping they put one or both of those up on the Games with Gold thing, because I had Metro 2033, but I don't know where it is. And if I do have it, it's not the enhanced version, it's the original Xbox 360 version, so it's not going to be the best thing in the world. So I'm kind of hoping they put the other two Metro, because I fancy going back to them. I've not played the second one, I obviously haven't played the current one. But buying new video games at the moment is something I'm not really able to do, because it's kind of a luxury and I haven't got the money at the minute, so I'm playing through what games I have, which is fine. But yeah, it'd be great if they... Now, I know they did do Metro and Metro Last Light. It was what it's called. Metro 2033 and Last Light did come out... I checked this. They came out on Games with Gold in 2015, both of them. However, that was the original 360s. It wasn't the Redux versions. So I'm hoping over the next month or two we get both of the Metro games as Redux games on Games with Gold. Because I've got my hard drive's actually getting pretty full now, because I keep downloading stuff that comes up with Games with Gold. Because Games with Gold, if you're on Xbox, Games with Gold is brilliant. Games with Gold is fantastic. Just free game, as long as you've got a Gold membership, and if you download is free, you've still got it. And I've had Xbox Live for like I think 12 years now, whatever it is. So I'm not at any risk of losing the games I've got. So I've got, you know, tons of stuff off Xbox Games with Gold. Actually running out of space on my hard drive. So that'd be nice. I even downloaded Metal Gear Solid 5 on Games with Gold, even though I actually own Metal Gear Solid 5. I just can't find it. So I thought, screw it, I'll probably lent it to someone. So it's free, I'll download it. There you go. It's on my hard drive there waiting. So yeah, I do hope they'd put those two out. That'd be great. Put those two out and have a go with them. Because I'm watching people playing it, and it's like, I know what you tend to see people playing at the minute is the PC version with everything set to Ultra. And, you know, the Xbox version, the PS4 version, they're not going to compare massively to that. But they'll still look good. And it looks like good fun. So there you go. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. That's all boring. Generally, when it's a gas giant to start with, there's nothing of any interest orbiting it, because it's all just moons, rocky moons. So there'll be nothing of any interest there. No. So we can scoot on from this one. There's nothing worth scanning in that system. Nothing at all.
Frame shift drive charging.
Kevin Lawson says, I think you can uninstall it and re-download it as it marks it as if you bought it. Not sure though. It might test it out later. An older one that I have no intention of playing again. If you've got a game that you've had in your games library, it marks it that you've got the game, but it will ask you to put the disc in. If you've got a game that you bought through Games with Gold, you downloaded it free, or you bought through Xbox Live as a software, you know, not as a physical game, then yes, you've got it forever. You can download it forever.
Fuel scoping.
If you bought it from the Xbox Online Store, then it's always there for you to download again free.
Fuel scoping complete.
If you bought a game through Xbox Games with Gold, then it's always there for you to download for free as long as you've got an active Gold account. If you just physically own a game, it logs the fact you own it, but it asks you to put the disc in. And I don't think, if I remember rightly, it doesn't actually make it free to download it. Because it still asks you to put the disc in, so you can't just download it free from Games with Gold from Xbox Live and then expect to play it, because it'll still ask you for the disc. Like I said, I do have the disc somewhere for Metro 2033, but it's not the Redux version, so it's the original Xbox one, which isn't as good. Which may not look as good. What's this? Rocky Ice Wells. That might be interesting, it might not. Let's find out. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure with the game coming out, I'm sure they'll dump the Redux games on Games with Gold at some point. So I shall pick them up when they go on there. What we've got here? High metal. Zoop. Bit of that, bit of that. What's this one? I'm hoping we pick something interesting up while we're streaming today. I'd love to get... I've got a water well, but I'd love to get an Earthlike. I'd love to... You know what I didn't do? You know what I didn't do when I claimed that water world? I didn't check and see if somebody else had it. Darn. Probably didn't. But I bet you if we find an Earthlike world, even though we're in the middle of nowhere and nobody else has claimed anything around here, I guarantee if we find an Earthlike, it'll be the one thing that somebody's claimed in the middle of nowhere.
System scan complete.
They'll have just found it. Don't care, don't care, don't care. None of these are terraformable, therefore they are of no interest to me whatsoever. Let's go to the next place.
Frameshift drive charging.
Going to outer space to find a better place. Games with Gold I'm on about, says Kev. Oh yeah, if you order it through Games with Gold, then you can download it as often as you want. You don't have to have a disc in the drive, and it's always there for you if you need to re-download it. As long as you have an active Gold account. So yes, if you download a game through Games with Gold, then you can delete it off your hard drive and download it again at another time. Which I know I can do with Metal Gear Solid 5.
System scan. Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
At the moment, the games I've got on my hard drive, Xbox hard drive, are just the ones that I might play, and I really can't be arsed downloading them all again. But as soon as I get something where I need some more space, I'll just delete one. I'll probably delete MGS5, because I will go back and play that at some point, but again, but... By the way, folks, let me know if the audio and stuff is fine. Let me know if the game is too loud or too quiet. I can't turn my microphone up, but I can turn the game down or up, so do let me know. It's about time I got something interesting now. 27 bodies in this system. We should have something interesting in here to play with.
Fuel scoping complete.
Moving away from the start to get my temperature down. Once you've had it on Steam, it's yours, live forever, or reminds you played this game before, says Vamp. Yeah, I've got Steam. Unfortunately, I've just not got a computer that's worth playing any games on. It can just about cope with Fallout 3, just about, although something didn't work last time I tried Fallout 3. Also, I've just discovered a massive spot on my arm for no reason whatsoever, and it's really, really painful. Ow! Oh! I just sort of scratched my arm with an itch, and there's a massive spot that's on there. I'm 48 and I've got a zit on my arm. What the hell? Oh, God, that's painful. Wow, it's like the most painful thing ever. Ow! Oh, and I scratched it. Oh. Oh. Paul Di Tommaso says, if you let it gold expire, you can't download the games you got when you had gold. Can you download them if you then go back onto gold, or does it wipe your account completely? Is it a case of while you're not on gold you can't download them, but if you go back on gold then you can get them again? Because I know if you've got a game and you cancel your gold, you can't play the game. Right, what we got in this system? Please give us something interesting. Oh, what we got? Gas giants, gas giants, gas... Ugh. Okay, we'll get through these as quickly as possible because it might be a boring system. Hello, that's... Okay, that's there. Let's find some things. I've got no lines on this, and there we go, there's some things. There we go, there we go. Stripy Giant. Now, if you're wondering about this game's visuals on Xbox, by the way, I have got this... I've actually toned it down a bit, because when I'm streaming this to my computer, this is streaming from my Xbox to my computer. This is frustrating. Where's the thing? There it is. So I've got the Xbox set to 1080p at the minute. Just because it's... If I can stream from my Xbox to my PC at 4K. But then it could stream to YouTube at 4K. And it would look fantastic, but it makes my Streamlabs streaming software less stable. There's more chance that the stream will fall over. So, because it's just transferring so much data, and I sort of thought, you know, it's not really worth it. I'll play in 1080p. Unfortunately, it means I don't have HDR active in 1080p. So, it probably looks fine to you guys. But I'm really missing the bright colours of 1080p. It looks kind of washed out in 1080p with no HDR. So yes, this game does look fantastic in 4K at 10 and with HDR. It's an absolutely lovely looking game. Come on, give me things. Give me planets or give me death. There we go. You can tell by the sounds. I mentioned this last week, but all the sort of sounds you hear when you're scanning, these are all real sounds provided by NASA and JPL. And if I remember rightly, this kind of whooshing weird sound is actually might be Jupiter. These are all real sounds of space. I think that's actually Jupiter. They basically went to NASA and said, "Hey, can you give us the audio file?" Basically, they take electromagnetic readings and things like the Cassini probes and Huygens and things like that, and they convert them to audio. So it's not actually what it would sound like. Look at that! Look at that! It's moving. Look, that's not me moving. That's the planet orbiting its star really, really fast. Because it's a little tiny moon, so it's orbiting the gas giant really fast. I've got to try and find it. Struggle to keep up with it. Little moons do whiz about somewhat on in their orbits. Oops, there it is. Boring rocky bodies. Now I could just get into a system, honk the horn, as in run the general scanner, and fly on to the next one, and I still get a fairly decent bit of money from my astronomical data. But even though these are all like really low value targets, and I'm not going to bother, you know, sending probes to them and probing them, I still get more money if I've carried out this scan than if I don't carry out this scan. So, if you've played this game in the past where you used to literally jump into a system, honk the horn, and you'd have all the system information, it doesn't work that way anymore. Now you jump into the system, and honking the horn just sets up this scanning system. It tells you roughly how many bodies are in the system. It doesn't give you any information about them. You have to do this now to scan them, which is good in a way because it means I don't have to travel to every single body in a system to scan it. I can do it all from wherever I enter the system. It's a lot faster. I don't want to do it. I've got more to do in there. We're on 25. 2 more to do. Oh, both here. Yes. Awesome. Little rocky bodies. There we go. Rocky body. Adrian! Adrian! Let's see what we got. The sounds are Saturn Fox, says Russell Williamson. Did I say... What did I say? Did I say Jupiter? Saturn. Yes. I stand corrected. I thought they did from a couple of them. I must have misread it. Some big gassy planet in our solar system, and you know what I mean. But they are real sounds, and it just makes it even more awesome. These are all gas giants with orbiting bodies, so they're all worth bugger all, so we'll just move on to the next one.
Frameshift drive charging.
Not going to hang around. Come on, give me something interesting now. Don't start giving me all these boring gas giants with moons again. It's boring when they do that. Gludgoo systems tend to be a bit boring. Vamp says, like me playing Assetto Corsa again, I bought it when I was new and installed it again, and it was still available on my list, just waiting for me to download it. Quano Man says, hey, I just got a copy of Elite Dangerous and that, what was it called? A Hippo Stick. Hobo Stick. Oh, you got a HOTUS. Are you on PC or Xbox, Quano Man?
Fuel scoping.
Diddly-doo. Scoop that fuel.
Fuel scoping complete.
Fill me up. Let me show you my fuel scoop. Let's have a look. Scale Model Vamp says, Dad, I subbed you. Have you subbed back yet? Smiley. Paul D. Tomas says, the metal upgrade parts from CJ Hobby for Gundam kits. The metal beads, even for power cables, can be darkened with gun blue, but the thruster bells cannot. Would you want to darken thruster bells with gun blue? I don't know. They look quite nice. Vamp says he's got really terrible internet right now, so he can't really upload anything to his channel, but he has loads of videos waiting. So make sure to find... Oh, another boring system. Ugh. Make sure to find Scale Model Vamp's channel as well and like and subscribe. You're allowed to put links up for your own channels in the chat, by the way. I don't mind. Gas giant across the universe. It's kind of boring when it's all gas giants and moons. I'm on telly. I'm trying to give people interesting things to look at here. You just give me gas giants with moons. This is not awesome, game. This is not cool. There we go, some more. Doodle 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 doo doo. So yes, don't be thinking that all the stars look the same, because not all stars do look the same. I just tend to focus on the F types, which all kind of look very similar. But you get different colour stars. You know, you get your anything from, you know, bright blues to bright oranges, bright reds. It'd be nice if we our journey included a neutron star, because they're fantastic to look at. Quite mesmerising, very dangerous. But I don't know. It could all be F-type stars for all I know. I'm in an area that's rich with F-type stars anyway, and I am filtered them. I have filtered them to try and maximise my profits. There's something in front of that star. Can't tell if there's something right in front of that star, if it's just the centre of the star. I don't know. Let's have a look. I love that sound. It's great. Doodle doo doodle doodle doodle. Oh, look at that! Well going for it. Look at him! Wow. Speedy little moon, isn't it? Where's it? It's gone now. Oh. I can't stay on it long enough to look. Get up. Oh. Oh, nearly. Look at that. It's well motoring it. Look at that. Speedy little devil. Let's have a look at you, rocky body. He's right whizzing about his system. Look at it. Orbiting a gas giant. Let's see what this one is. He's moving and all. Well motoring. It's kind of cute when they move around like that. I tried to... I'll tell you what makes it fun is when sometimes you get one of those and it'll be metal rich. So you want to probe. You want to get some probes on it to get the monies. But trying to probe an object that's whizzing past at 1 billion miles an hour is like, do you want to just stop for a minute, please? Because stop. Makes it kind of interesting. 17 out of 24. The system's already boring me now, so it's got to redeem itself somehow, hopefully. It's never been that way. Come on, give me something. Give me nothing of any interest in this system, is there? Oh, hello. There we go. Not even got a metal rich going on, I don't think. We'll have a look in a minute. I might have missed one. Doodle 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 doodle. That's pretty. Doodle doodle. Keep in mind, of course, when you see it on the scanner there, it's not just a, you know, one of 20 different JPEGs that they put up as a picture. That's what the planet will look like when you actually go to it, and they're all procedurally generated. So they don't just have like 10 static images of a gas giant and they just give you one. It's all procedurally generated based on what materials they're made of, that kind of thing. Right, was there anything interesting in there at all? Let's have a look. No. No. That one might be interesting. What's this one? No. I mean, see, Class 2 gas giants are worth a bit, but they're kind of just a ball ache to scan. So they were all boring. Ugh. That was really tedious and boring. Give me an interesting system now. Come on.
Frame shift drive charging.
I'll look at the chat in a second. It's most disappointing, that system. Right, what's chat doing? Quano Man says I got me an Xbox One. Good girl. I'm not biased, but good girl. Do take some time out to set up your HOTUS One stick.
Fuel scoping.
With all the settings. Keep in mind, you've got 50. I bet this is 50 bodies, but they're all boring. Keep in mind, there are 1 billion different settings. Right, let's just get this fuel scooping done.
Fuel scooping complete.
If you're setting up a HOTUS, not just on Xbox, but on any device, you've obviously only got so many buttons on the stick, on the throttle and stick. Keep in mind that you can duplicate functions. So functions that you have for flying around when you're in your ship, you can use the same buttons for other things when you're in the little SRV car. So, for example, a button that's lateral thrust in my ship might be something else completely when I'm in the vehicle. So keep that in mind. The buttons that I use for when I'm in this scanning mode, there's all kinds of creaking doors going on near me. Hello, Mama Fox. The buttons I use here, for example, I use the little stick, the hat stick here, to move up and down this scanner. When I'm actually in the ship itself, that does something else, that changes my pips. So you can duplicate functions as long as you're not, you know, a button can do something when you're in the plane, in the ship, and something else when you're in the, you know, a vehicle, different vehicle, and something else when you're in a scan. So you can do that. And you don't need everything. I haven't, for example, got, I haven't got any buttons set up to go, you know, to select a target. Like if I've got, say, if I'm shooting dudes, I've not got multiple buttons set up for select next target, select previous target. I just don't bother. So you don't need everything. What I'm doing now, I need to scan 50 objects. What have we got? Oh, we have a water world. Is that the best we're going to get? Okay, well, it's better than nothing. Might not be a world, might be an Earth-like, you never know. Probably not, might be an ammonia world. Ammonia world would be very nice. Or multiple water worlds would be great. That'd be nice. Before we get going, I'll have a look at chat. Sounds like Michael Caine is your ship's computer voice. It's actually, it says Pokemon Tom. You can get different voices for, it's called the COVAS, the computer assisted voice thing. There's different voices, but there are some celebrity voices. On PC, there's loads of them, proper celebrity voices you can get. On Xbox, you're limited. And that one is the guy that played Holly in Red Dwarf, whose name I've forgotten. It's called Leo. And it's the guy that played Holly, which is why he sounds really, like, unexcited about everything. Only thing is, it's a little bit quiet. They could do with bumping his volume up a little bit for some things. But it is actually Holly from Red Dwarf. But again, the only time you can change your voice is when you're in a space station. Pretty rings. I do like the rings on planets. Let's have a look. What else is chat saying? Scale Model Vamp says, but I build choppers and bikes, not Gundam yet. You don't have to build Gundam, dude. You can build whatever you want. It's boring to have everybody build the same things. It's nice to have different channels that people can go to where they build different things. It gives everybody a good choice and selection. Paul Di Tommaso says, yes, he bought the metal upgrade set for the Master Grade TriStar Zaku 2. Silver stands out a little too much on the dark coloured kit. Yeah, you could try to do some on thruster bells. Instead of bluing it, maybe just try adding some heat staining. That might work. Then it won't stand out as much. That's a belt cluster, which means it's just going to... No, well, never mind. The only thing about belt clusters, when you're trying to scan it, and you're trying to look at something you've just... Like, say we'll scan this now. It's not going to do it now, is it? Oh, it's not going to do it. Never mind. I'll shut up. Ignore me. Yeah, you could put some heat staining on the thruster bells. That would work. Make them look a little less shiny. Just be really subtle with it. Either via airbrush or dry brush. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. It's all going to be gas giants with things orbiting again, isn't it? Scale Model Vampor says also got a few hamster kits waiting. Just a few. Everything is Fox's fault, says Dad. Pretty much. It's entirely my fault that Dad now likes Warhammer. I've said this story before, but for ages we were there. We were saying to Dad, Dad, you need to build a Gundam. You need to build a Gunpla. You need to build a Gunpla. And in the end, he caved, and we met up at E-Models, and he bought himself an RX-78-2 Master Grade. He was like, fine, I'll give it a try. And then before he even had a chance to start it, he did Warhammer. We got him to do Warhammer as well, and now he's addicted to Warhammers. And he's not even touched his one and only Gunpla yet, so... yeah, I corrupted him twice. Without the involvement of any fluids, it should be added. Ooh, nice. And it's got rings as well. Ooh, that'd be nice. Let's mark that one. It's a very misty water world. Now, hopefully, maybe we'll have two. Now, if it's got rings, that also makes it a pain in the butt to actually scan. But we'll find out. Rocky body. Yeah, if you're doing this on a mouse on a PC, it's actually a lot faster to do this because you're not having to wrangle a big fat ass HOTAS joystick around. HOTAS sticks are great for flying. They're not so great for navigating menus and things like this because it's yeah. Doodle doodle doo doodle doodle doo doo. So I'll have a quick look at chat in a second. Let's get this little subsystem done. Mama Fox, what should we have for dinner?
Don't know.
What do you fancy for dinner? McDonald's, you say? What do you reckon, chat? Mama Fox fancies McDonald's for dinner. Do you think we should? The correct answer is, of course, a hell yes, you should, because we don't have a Burger King.
Eh?
It'll take them half an hour to say anything in chat. Just assume that they all say yes. Keep in mind, chat, there's no Burger King near me, so it's basically McDonald's and that's it. So
you have 3 anyway.
I have all the things. The thing with McDonald's is, right, and just for the people listening in chat, the thing with McDonald's is, if you eat something at McDonald's and half an hour later it's dissolved and you're hungry. So for me, a McDonald's is like a Big Mac and 2 cheeseburgers and large fries, or a Big Tasty and a Big Mac and a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I'm just Donald Trump. What can I say? I can't help it. With better hair and less fatness. And also, I'm not a complete raging idiot, but never mind, moving on. Yeah. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a quick look at chat while we're doing this. Dad says, right, war hamsters don't take long to put together. This is true. Also, I don't have the Warhammer paints I need and want unless someone wants to sponsor the Vamp. Have you got the Vallejo paints? Because they're good. You use any paints you want. You don't have to use Citadel paints. Although they are very nice. But then again, who sponsors South African scale model Vamp? Somebody does. Nothing wrong with South Africans. There's nothing wrong with you, South African. I can't do a South African accent. I've just insulted you now. I was trying to do a good Afrikaans-based accent. I can't do it. That's probably the biggest caricature ever. Yeah, I do apologise. I thought it might come out better than that. I did have Ooh, what was that? Oh, okay. Gas giant with water-based life. I did have a colleague once who was from South Africa, who spoke Afrikaans, and he taught me a phrase, and the only phrase he taught me was "Ja bro," which is, he told me, I don't know if this is true, he told me it was kind of a way of, it was like a kind of a slang way of going, "You whatever, shut up." Like somebody giving you some story and you're like, "Ja bro," as if saying, "Yeah, whatever, I don't care, shut up." I don't know if that's true. I listened to what he said and I accepted it as fact because he was a really nice guy. He could have been winding me up and getting me in trouble. Mm-mm-mm-mm. 43, we've got 7 more to go. Brew anyone, says Dad. Mama Fox! I'll ask her next time she comes upstairs. I'll go and ask her actually. Wait there, Dad. I'll ask Mum if she wants a brew. Mama Fox. Dad says you want a brew. Dad says you want a brew. Yeah, Mama Fox will have a brew, Dad. Thanks. That means I've got to make her a brew now when I go downstairs. Oh, never makes her own brew. I don't know. What's chat doing? I'm feeling so pretty now you said I am a good girl, says Quanoma. Good girl. Yeah, and then when you figure out the Hotus stick, I'll be like, clever girl. It's my best Bob Peck voice. Let me get close to the microphone. Clever girl. Yes. I only know 2 Bob Peck quotes. Why can't I find whatever that is? It's not there, is it? I only know 2 Bob Peck quotes, and one of them you won't get. Everybody knows clever girl. Clever girl. Dad, Mama Fox says no sugar. But the only other quote I know is from Edge of Darkness, where he says, "She's my wife. Now she's dead." It's kind of grim, I know, but hey. It's going back to the 80s, that. I don't know why I remember that one line from an 80s drama show. She's my wife. Now she's dead. I don't know why I remember it. Edge of Darkness or Heart of Darkness, whatever it was. It was a nuclear thing. What's chat doing? No worries, be right back, says Dad. I has long hair and sharp teeth, so I can't be called a good girl. P.S. Sticky out tongue, I gets called a vamp. Everybody's a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Dad says, yes, he was corruptible. Yes, he definitely got corrupted. I'll corrupt everyone, me. With my wily ways and evil influences. That's the wrong button. Mackie D's it is. Buy 3, please, says Dad. Hello, Mama, says Scale Model Vamp. McDonald's is horse. Yeah, but it's... The thing is, I much prefer Burger King, but there isn't one anywhere near me, so Burger King's not an option. Right, so we have gas giants and stuff we don't care about. We have that one water world. We have gas giant and more stuff I don't care about. There is don't care. Gas giant. High metal content. Nah, not terraformable. Gas giant don't care. Don't care about any of those. That is okay. So out of that entire system of 10 trillion worlds, which was approximate, by the way, I'm making that up. There's one thing I can scan, and that's the water world. Ugh, fail. And it's 15,000 light seconds away. Oh, good God, that's what 10 minutes that is. Right, let's hang out and chat while we do that, shall we? Sticks, says Vamp. Eat Chinese, it's not dog, at least not every day. We had Chinese for tea last night, so I can't have Chinese again. Vamp says, Niwa bro los mar. See, when I actually try and speak Afrikaans, I can't do it. Ja, bro. Niwat mo. It's Niwat bro los mar. Yeah. I don't know what that means, but I've just said it out loud. I might have done something wrong. That sounded more like Leslie Phillips, Fox. Ding dong. I say. Don't I put one sugar in, we'll start again. Got to recoil the kettle now. Or reboil, he says. Don't worry, she'll never know. Then again, oh, hang on. Wait, Dad. It's not Barry's tea, is it? Oh, mind you, Mum likes PG and Yorkshire tea, so... Well, I've got on to Barry's tea now. One of my mum's regular Amazon shopping things is to buy 600 bags of Barry's tea. Yeah. Turn the volume up a bit so you can hear the awesome music. When you play Elite Dangerous, you get to listen to a lot of the frame shift drive music. I'll turn it down again now, I don't want it too loud. It's PG. Well, I hate PG, but Mum likes it. Now we've got to talk about something for approximately 1 minute 16 seconds. Oh. Talking about things. It's actually not easy. Let's have a look and see. Make sure my modules are at 100%. Yes, everything's fine. Dandy. Let's have a look. Make sure my beacon is on. Anything else? Oh, don't forget, of course, if you do play this game and you're on Xbox, those of you who are paying on Xbox, in fact, what we'll do, just slow down for a second. If you're playing on Xbox, we do have a squadron that we set up. It's called the Adeptus Ineptum, or the call sign is BLEP. So when you go into ship, go into squadrons here in the menu. And you want to go to browse squadrons, and you want to type in here either Adeptus Ineptum, which is the name you can see at the top left there, or just type in BLEP. It'll find it either way. We currently have 4 members. Let's see who we have. We have me, and I'm the Grand Fromage, Paul and Chris, who are both Primarchs, and Richard Gibbs, who's a Cadian Trooper at the moment. So welcome, Richard. He's our first real proper member, because me, Paul and Chris will know each other. So Richard's our first proper person. And he's in an Anaconda. Nice. He's in V491 Persei. He's competent at combat, tycoon at trade, and a trailblazer explorer. CQC is helpless, and he's been playing since 3305, which was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know when that was. So yeah, feel free. Just do a search for Adeptus Ineptum or BLEP, and he'll join on. I don't know what you get for being in a squadron. At some point later on, we'll be able to make a squadron, a fleet carrier, big ship that everybody can use as a base of operations. Other than that, I've got no idea. So feel free to come and join us. It's all good fun. I think I'll go play some Far Cry 5. Xbox has it on sale for $20 Canadians. Buying them through Xbox is often more expensive than just going to the game store and buying it second hand, or even on Amazon. So one thing I don't like about Xbox, buying digital games off there is super expensive. Like they were selling Fallout 3 for 15 quid when I could go to my local game store and buy a used copy of it for £2. Yeah, you can get gouged a bit. Nearly there now. Oh. Dip-a-dip-dip-doo. Nearly there. I do love the music in this game though. This frame shift drive music. There's like 5 or 6 pieces for when you're in Super Cruise mode, and they're just fantastic. I've got them in my playlist for when I'm listening to music. Do. I'm not distracted now. I can slow down in time and not overshoot. Yes. Okay. Need to go for a wee in a minute. I'm still at helpless peasant stage of the game, says Quano Man. Don't worry, you'll spend about a year there. Trust me, it's one of those games where they don't really tell you much, and you won't think you'll be able to do anything. You just have to go online and look at things in forums and YouTube how-to videos, and it will all begin to slowly make sense. If you just go off the tutorial missions, it won't teach you anything. You'll forget half the things. Look at this. I've got to scan this now. It's got a load of rings, and that makes life very difficult. See if I can approach it from above, because that makes life easier. Okay, so what I need to do is get above it, so I'm aiming through the rings. That will make life easier. That's got loads of space there. So there we go. Look at that, pretty ring system. And if you didn't watch last week, I can't remember if I showed it, those rings, you can go into those rings, and they are actually Big T-Bear 69 added you as a friend. Who's Big T-Bear 69? Is that one of you guys? Do let me know. I don't know who that was. Right, let's get this thing probed. Probe time. We'll probe the rings first. Probe my... No, I'm not going to say that. Probe the rings, gentlemen. Probe your rings.
Surface scan complete.
Now let's probe this big giant. We need... How many probes? 7 probes. Okay, 7 probes. 1. 2. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And I'll assume one down here somewhere. 7. Let's see how that goes. Can we do it? 7 probes? You'll never know, says Scale Model Vamp in a way that suggests it was Scale Model Vamp. There we go. Worked out flopping around like a fish till I run out of fuel and get dead. Hee hee, says Quano Man.
Surface scan complete.
Yes. The only 2 things you need to know, Quano Man, there's 2 golden rules. Never fly without a fuel scoop. You have to fit a fuel scoop, otherwise, because that's how you refuel. Otherwise, you run out of fuel, you'll be dead. Never fly without a fuel scoop. And never fly without rebuy. What that means is, if you're flying a ship, it has a certain cost to rebuy. If your ship explodes, you have to pay to replace it. Now, the ship you start off in, the little Sidewinder, if you're in a nice, spanky, expensive ship and it blows up and you've got no money, you get a Sidewinder, but you lose everything that you had. So always fly with enough money in your account to rebuy. If when you're in your ship, if you go to your right control panel, you can see there, on the left-hand side, I can't highlight it, but it says balance 478 billion trillion pounds, rebuy cost 4.1 million. So it cost me 4.1 million to replace this ship if it gets blown up. I can rebuy it many times over because I've got 478 million credits. If I was flying this and I had £3,000, 3,000 credits in my account and this blew up, I'd get a crappy little Sidewinder starter ship. So always fly, because if it happens, you have to rebuy the ship and then rebuy all the modules and everything else. You lose it completely. If you've got enough money, it just respawns. You have to pay for the respawn, basically. So never fly without a rebuy, and never fly without a fuel scoop. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the next system. But I need to go for a great big wee. So I'm going to jump to the next system.
Frame shift drive charging.
And while I'm jumping, I shall go for an enormous big wee. Scale model vamp says I'm broke. Oh, not me. Oh.
Ready to engage.
Right, where's the target? Where's the target? I wasn't paying attention, was I? Like a spoon! Right, I'm going for a great big wee. Back in a moment. And we are back, yes. Great big reacquired. Or rather, deacquired. Wait, something happened here. Something's gone wrong. Why am I not in... Why am I not in frame shift drive? What? Oh, what happened, guys? What happened while I was away having it? Something's gone wrong here. Oh.
Cannot comply.
Right. Did I somehow jump out and... jump into the middle of a star somehow, which shouldn't happen? Except that one time it just happened. Oh, 99% hull, you... Oh. Do you know? That's not impressive.
Frame shift drive charging.
I just walk away for 2 seconds. Let's get this thing back in.
Frame shift drive charging.
Let's get away from this star.
Frame shift drive charging.
Go from the star and we'll do some repairs. Tell me what happened, guys. I went away to the loo. I should have just jumped into the system, not flown into the middle of a goddamn star. Clearly, for some reason, I ended up... It's no good. I can't go into frame shift now because I'm too close. Oh, that's annoying. Oh. I have to watch the stream back later and see what happened. Tell me what happened. Did I come out of super jump thing and into the star or something?
Frame shift drive charging.
It's annoyed me now that. I wonder why the frame shift drive was recharging when I came back.
2, 1, engage. Temperature critical. Fuel scooping.
Let's do a heat sink. It's the first time I've had to do a heat sink, that.
Disengaged.
Never had to do a heat sink before. I've done it now.
Heat sink deployed.
Right. First time I've had to genuinely do a heat sink. Live on telly and everything. Well, there you go. Right, so what the hell happened there then? That's really annoying. Let's just get ourselves orientated. Oh, there we go. It's a binary star system. Oh, you... Oh. I basically came out too close to one of those, didn't I? Oh, it does that every now and then. There's no way to avoid it. Oh, that's annoying. Right, let's do some repairs then, shall we? No. Okay, so first thing I need to do is I need to replace my heat sink that I've just used. Heat sink somewhere. Heat sink launcher 1. Let's refuel that. I basically carry 2 heat sinks. I can replace it. I've mined a lot of resources from planetary surfaces, so I've got stuff to rearm, refuel my weapons, refuel my heat sinks, and hopefully enough to do some hull repair as well. It's my first time I get to use a hull limpet. Cool.
Weapons rearmed.
Okay, so what I also need to do is do some repairs. So I need to repair. I've got 2 auto repair units. Look at that, 98% all the way through. Right, here's what we have to do. We have to come out of frame shift drive.
Frame shift drive charging. Frame shift drive.
Oh, I'm not in frame shift drive. Okay, that makes life easier. Right, so what we have to do is repair everything now. Now the thing is, when you repair stuff, it turns it off. So for example, if I repair the life support, if I repair it,
Module repaired.
you can hear me breathing through my helmet, but you have to turn it back on again. So every time you do this, every time you repair a unit, it turns it off, and you have to remember to turn it back on. So if I repair, say, the canopy,
Module repaired.
that doesn't make any difference to that. It's kind of on anyway. Right, so let's go through and repair everything.
Hull integrity compromised.
What?
Module repaired.
What? What is going on now? Not having a good day here. Something's gone horribly wrong. Oh well, let's just get some stuff repaired. I tried to come out of frame shift drive. I wasn't in it. Never mind. Anyway, let's just get this thing fixed. Let's go through things one by one. First thing we'll repair is the repair unit. Slowly.
Module repaired.
Oh, I know what I did. I deactivated thrusters, didn't I, instead of repairing them, because I pressed the wrong thing. God damn it!
Thrusters offline. Module repaired.
Let's go through and repair everything first.
Shields offline. Module repaired.
Ugh. But luckily, if I'm lucky, I can get everything back to full scratch apart from
Module repaired.
my power plant. It's the only thing I can't repair to full. Which is a pain. I can repair my hull now as well. I'm on life support at the minute, so I need to make sure I put that back on. I only have about 5 minutes of life support.
Module repaired.
So basically, that all went just horribly wrong, and none of that was supposed to happen. Then again, it makes it more interesting for you guys. Power plant. I can't repair the power plant. That's going to be permanently stuck now at 98% until I get to a space station, which means I'm going to have a little less power to fly around with. It's not the end of the world. Not the end of the world completely, but it's kind of annoying. So turn that back on.
Thrusters online.
Turn that on. Those are 100%, so I need to make sure those go on. Turn everything on that I can turn on. Yeah, I think I basically hit the thrusters and deactivated them by mistake, and that was the problem. It's very easy to get distracted and do the wrong thing.
Module repaired. Module repaired.
Power distributor, I need to turn that on. So I can put power to my shields.
Module repaired.
And get them to recharge faster.
Module repaired. Module repaired.
It's annoying listening to him say that over and over, isn't it? Yeah.
Module repaired. Module repaired.
Get the fuel scoop back up. These are all repaired. So there is some management to do. And if you're just exploring, this is something... This is something you don't need to do very often, but if you're, say, flying around systems and you're doing like combat and things, you'll do this a lot. You'll manage your systems on the ship. So everything is now 100% apart from the power plant, which I can't fix unless I go to a space station. Dad says, just watched it back. Looks like you ran into a huge Star Fox. Yeah, Star Fox. Nintendo reference. I'll see what kind of star it is. I reckon it's some kind of... I don't know. Because normally... You go into a hyperspace jump, you pull back off the throttle, you jump into the system, and that's it. You're fine. Very, very rarely you jump into a system too close to the star and it screws you up. And the one time it does that is when I've gone for a wee. Oh. Right, so that's all that repaired. I need to... My hull is at 98% because I accidentally also came out of frame shift drive because I'm a tit, basically. Right, so I need to... go to combat mode. I need to go to repair limpet. Where's my repair limpet? I need to create some repair limpets. That's not what I wanted. Right, so I need to create some limpet. I love that word, limpet. Is it not going to let me do any? Okay, let me go to inventory. Why is it not going to let me do any? Make any limpets? I'm sure I should be able to do it from the controller. Make a limpet then. Materials, synthesis. Limpet! See how much one limpet can do. I love that. I just love the word limpets. Limpet! Basically what a limpet is a little thing you fire out of the ship, and it can attach to an asteroid or a space station or the hull of another ship, and it can do various things. It can blow a hatch on another ship by literally limpets onto it and blows the hatch. It can drain fuel. I can give someone fuel by filling a limpet full of fuel and sending it to their ship, and it'll stick onto their ship and transfer fuel. This one, I'm going to make it... I've never done this, so I might not get it right. I'm going to use it as a repair limpet, which means I can fire it, and I meant to tell you that as my weapons. How cool is that? Okay, so it's repairing.
Repaired.
Oh, there you go. Cool. Now, did it repair it fully? I was going to show you the... Oh, wait. I was going to show you the limpet doing its thing, but it seems to have... Yes, hull, 100%. Yes. I'm happy now. I don't have to go back to a space station to repair hull damage. Excellent. I'm unhappy that I've got 2% damage to my bloody power unit. That's annoying. Because everything's a bit rubbish now. I can't go quite as fast. So let's... Anyway, what were we in the middle of doing in this system, weren't we? Right.
Frame shift drive.
That was fun. Dad says I also screeched to a halt. Yes. Right. So. Let's change that down to that. I need to see what is in this system. I need to honk the horn as well. Oops. Honking my horn now, sir. I'm going nowhere near these stars, so I'm not going to refuel here because seriously screw this system. Let's have a quick look and see what we've got. Well, because I spent so much time in the middle of that star, I've already mapped the belt cluster automatically. Git. There's going to be nothing here worth anything. You can watch now. Just there'll be nothing here worth anything. In fact, you know what? I hate this system. I'm just gonna go. I'm going. I'm not staying here. I'm just leaving. I don't want. Oh, actually, I know what I want to do. What stars are these? Class F. Class K. I can only assume that I came out, because it's a binary star system, I can only assume I came out at the right distance from one of them, but far too close to the other one. That kind of explains it. It's really annoying.
Frameshift drive charging.
But frankly, screw this system. I'm going next one. I don't like this one anymore. I'm going now. Bye. There's 400 billion star systems in this galaxy. I'm not going to worry about this one. Yeah, now I've got like 2% damage to my power plant. It just means that speeding up and accelerating to thrust speeds and things like that will be fractionally slower. So it'll take a fractionally longer time for my frameshift drive to charge up. See, that's what's supposed to happen. There's not supposed to be another star right next to it. Get.
Fuel scoping.
Every time I stream with you guys, my ship gets damaged. There's a connection. I don't know.
Frameshift drive charging.
But I suppose I've got to be grateful. I've now been able to use a heatsink for real, and I've been able to use my repair limpet brilliantly. Limpet! Because I can't see, because I keep forgetting to set it up, how many people have we got watching? If anybody can tell me on the YouTubes how many viewers we've got right now. Just out of curiosity more than anything else. I keep forgetting to set up the thing that tells me how many there are.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping complete.
Right, 10 bodies. These are all nice stars that don't fry me to a piece, to a crisp, and destroy my ship. I don't know. These will all be boring, but we'll do them anyway, because they're not trying to kill me. He's motoring for it. He's moving along that one. Whee, he's having a bit of a journey. Something there. What's next? Little content, 7 out of 10. I think I've got a couple more to do. Well, 3 to be precise. Oh, there's always one behind the star. God damn it. Anything else before I go and move the thing around? No. Okay, so there's one behind the star, so I've got to move out the way a bit. So I can see behind the star. 17 says Chrono Man. Okay. Cool. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't expect massive viewers on these streams anyway, purely because A, it's not model making, and it's kind of the middle of the day, and a lot of people are at work, so I appreciate that. So not a problem. I get nice views afterwards. It's nice for it to be live. Oh, we like that. Metal rich, and look at that. It's a little dumpy spud because it's not even round. It tells me it's a tiny little moon. And it's going to be whizzing round at a trillion miles an hour. There might be another one. Let's have a look at this one. Oh no. So we'll have the metal rich. So at least something good came of this system. One more somewhere. Where are you? There. There we are.
System scan.
Right, let's have a look then. Let's have a look and see at a little tiny spud. It is a metal-rich body. It's a little spud because when you get these little tiny moons around stars, they're all kind of lumpy and bumpy. They look brilliant. That's great because they're not big. Because the guy that designed the whole what they call the stellar forge, the thing that makes the galaxy and makes all the bodies, he's an astrophysicist. He's qualified it, so he knows that bodies of a certain mass won't be spherical because they don't have the gravitational self-gravitation to do that, so they'll be slightly lumpy. So let's have a look. Gravity is 0.07 g. It's 0.0001 Earth masses, which means realistically, as it would be in real life, it's not big enough to turn itself into a sphere because it hasn't got the mass. It's not dense enough. I've got the mass to let gravity do that. Right, so anyway, let's... oh, hang on. Is it landable? Can't be landable. It is actually landable. What have we got? We've got... It might be worth checking out because... iron, nickel... I need to get some iron and nickel anyway because I need to replace what I've just used to make a repair limpet and do some other repairs. So I need to... Let's have a look. What do I need to make my maintenance repair things? Nickel, zinc, chromium and vanadium. I'm okay on those. I need some more vanadium though. And... repair limpet... What do I need to refuel that? I need... limpet! I need iron and nickel. I've got 282 and 200, so I'm not low, but I'll go down to this little planet and I'll see if I can land on the little space potato. I'll survey it anyway, because it's metal rich. Because it's metal rich, I'll get a nice chunk of money for it. So we'll give it a probe. Probe! Probing time. I'll give it a jolly good probe. I shall probe the bejesus out of it. And then we'll do a little bit of landy-landy and we'll see if we can get some nice minerals and things that I need. I haven't got any kit for actual mining, to do proper mining, like on asteroids, so for me it's landing on planets and doing mining. Your ship needs 17 fart repairs. Do. Gotta tell you, medical story. Not medical story, but the other night. Talking to farts, the other night. It got to about midnight. And I was sitting there, starting to have thoughts about going to bed. And I suddenly got this like pain in my stomach and chest. You know, bottom of the rib cage, where your lungs and things are. And it got more and more uncomfortable, but it was like my whole stomach and chest was like dead stiff and rigid and really painful. I'm like, oh, what's this going on here? And I was a bit worried for a while because it was hurting. Deep breaths were actually quite uncomfortable and painful. So let me just get this probed first. Let's see if this is going to be whiz around me hard to probe. I'm going to guess 2 probes. Yep, 2 probes. One there and one. Let's have a look on the other side, which is there. Yeah, so my stomach and chest got really like tight, like distended, like, and the only thing I could think was I had like 1 billion tons of gas in my system that was trapped, and I was like, it was so much. I spent like, you know, an hour trying to get to sleep and I couldn't get rid of it. In the end, I had to try the universal cure-all of just going downstairs and curling up on the sofa for a little bit. And eventually it went away, but it was nearly a case of calling the ambulance, but I can only assume it was like something like trapped gas. So I'm sitting there and thinking, what I need to do is just do a massive burp or a massive trump. Because I'm clearly a bit...
Orbital flight engaged.
This is a bit tricky to land on because it's quite small. Wow, everything I try and land on is too steep a landing. That's kind of scary. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I thought all I need to do obviously is a massive trump or a big burp. All the gas will go away and I'll be able to get back to it. I won't be in pain anymore. And eventually the pain went away and I did this trump that was like the smallest, most insignificant trump in the world. It was like... And I'm like, and the pain went away. I'm like, what, really? That little tiny bit of gas caused me like to think I was having a heart attack. That's nonsense. Wow, this really is tiny, this thing, isn't it? This is a tiny body. I'm almost landing on it and I'm not even anywhere near it yet. I'm dropping out of cruise. Wow. Gonna put all my energy into shields just for the obvious reasons. I'm going to be careful here because at 0.07 G I can't be just using my thrust willy-nilly because I'll just plough into the surface at 1 trillion miles an hour. So I can't go too fast, but I can't obviously take forever to do it either. Because if it's a really low G, when I take the thrust off, I'll keep going. And it makes landing quite tricky. Gas can kill you, and that's why half the world is full of BS, because they hold it in. Works, says Scale Model Vamp. Well, the thing is, in my mind I had visions of, for those who know it, of all creatures great and small, and they used to get like a sheep that had trapped gas, and they just like stab it with a screwdriver and it would get and release the gas. So I was having all those kind of visions going on. I'm risking a turbo boost. I may regret that. Yeah, once you get a bit of speed on this, you just go. Slowing down is not necessarily an option. I'm not normally this cautious, but yeah, it's a very low gravity.
Landing gear deployed.
I've got my shields on, but I don't want to. I never actually checked anything interesting on this surface of this thing now. I'm not normally this cautious, but after dinging my ship already today, I don't want to ding it even more. Okay, we're getting a bit better now. Doesn't normally take me this long. I'm just being super cautious. Yeah, so anyway, so after all this like crippling I really thought I was having like a coronary or something. It was like I couldn't breathe, everything hurt. It was like, what the hell is going on? Wow, there's an angle there. It's a hell of a steep angle. Oops. And it was like, and that was it, gone. Everything was better. I'm like, really? That tiny little part? Almost no gas, and that got rid of it. 30, 20, 10, butter. Ooh, we are down on jauntier angle. Look at that, hull 100%. Yes. Right, let's go for a drive, shall we? Let's go get some minerals.
Drive assist on.
Driving time.
No gravity warning.
Yeah, I know, it just dropped me from a height and I just bounced. Okay. Okay, the first thing I need to do on any low gravity world is test the gravity. All power to shields. No, all power to engines. Let's start with that. See exactly how far I can thrust up in the air for. Woo, doggy! I got an achievement the other day for being up in the air for 15 seconds. I'm going to drop now, aren't I? Yep. There we go. Not long, not bad. I'm not too bothered about damaging this SRV because I'm not going to destroy it before the ship comes back. And I think if I destroy it, I just end up back in the ship anyway, so it's not the end of the world. I don't think. And it's easily repaired anyway, so it's fine. I'll see what we've got in this part of the world. Something interesting I can analyse and... Well, I don't want that actually, I want...
Cargo scoop deployed.
Right. Got any contacts? Nothing straight away. So let's find whatever this thing is that's on my scanner. give you a better view. How do I do this now? Whee! Unfortunately, I can't actually see my scanner, so I can't actually show you where I'm going. I know where I'm going. Yes. Oh. Oh. Server's going to go down in 10 minutes. That's an ass. Oh. Oh, that's going to kill my stream, dudes. Oh, somebody did something. Sungi79 has subscribed. Thank you very much, Sungi79. Welcome. Oh, well, that's going to kill my game session for today, isn't it? Oh, well. Well, that's just ass.
Ship recalled.
I'll recall the ship and I'll go home then, shall I? Oh. You watch it be like a little 2-minute update on the servers as well. I had to do an update on to the software earlier on today. Oh well. Also, why are my lights on? Ah. All I'm going to do is I'm going to fall into this crater. Oops. Yeah, I didn't plan that. I'll get back in my ship. I'm floating. I'm floating! When they reset the servers, I don't want to have any problems because I'm driving around on the surface and not in my ship, so... It's probably safest, to get back in my ship and make sure. So that when the servers are reset, I'm just hopefully on the planet's surface. And when I come back, I don't want to see the letters on my dashboard all over the damn place and half the spoilers missing from my ship. Ilya, Frontier developers. That's what I want to see. There's my baby. There's my baby. Hey, big ship. You're a bit wonky there, love. What a... Oh, I'm stuck on my leg. What a time to do a server reboot when I'm actually playing the game. It's just annoying. It's just rude. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons now. What am I doing? No! No! Don't... What the... No, that's not what I wanted to press. Oh! I didn't know there was a shortcut for dismissing your ship. That's annoying. Got to recall it again now. Teabag the surface, says Vamp. I just had to go at sending a squad application thing. Not sure if I did it right. Yes, you did. Applications. Quano Man 6 minutes ago. There you go. And we shall sort you out as... Start off as Acadian Trooper. There you go. You're harmless, mostly penniless and aimless. That's where we all start.
Ship recalled.
There you go. You're in the squadron now. I don't actually know at all what it means. Doesn't probably mean anything. So the only thing I know for sure is that eventually we might be able to make a fleet carrier and you'll be able to use that as a mobile base of operations. But other than that, who knows? Don't land on top of me. Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh. I'm panicking now because I don't want to not be in my ship when it comes to server destruction time. Hello again, ship. Right, let's get on the ship. From the back, Foxy, says Vamp. Always. Always, love. Always from the back. Right, what I'm going to do, I am not going to kill this stream, because it might only be like a minute or two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stream on back in a minute, and then we'll let them do their... I'll just save this here. I'll let them do their server reboot, and it might well be that it all comes back on in about 5 minutes. So what I'm going to put the stream on back in a moment now. If it's not back on in the next, say, 15-20 minutes, I'll just come back and I'll say it's not going anywhere and we'll leave it there. So I don't want to... I can get another hour or so out of this. So go off and make yourself a cup of tea, have a biscuit, and I'll be back in maybe 10 or 15 minutes once we know how long we're going to be off for. Back in a bit, hopefully. But I will be back regardless anyway. Have I actually got a coming... Hang on. Oh, wait, I haven't got a back in a minute option. Okay, I'll put the starting soon graphic up. So I'll be back shortly. Right, folks, it's going to be about 5 minutes, apparently. They say, we previously announced that we hope to release the 3.3.3.05 patch for consoles on 21st of February. However, we're releasing this patch today, 20th February, at 5 PM. It'll be down for about 5 minutes to apply the patch. So, it's going to be in about 5 minutes' time. So, go off and make yourself a brew. Get yourself a nice bit of a biscuit, nice bit of a tasty biscuit or sandwich or something. And we'll be back, hopefully, in about 10 or 15 minutes to carry on. See you in a bit. Well, as you can see, folks, there's an update. It's 300 meg, and we're downloading at 423.72k a second. No, it's going up now. Oh, it's going up now. I see. Now it goes up. I was about to say forget it because it's going too slow and we'll be here all day. And that was because I was trying to transmit. It's weird. The moment I went from the holding screen to this, it seems to have come back. Well, it looks like we're going to be here for a while. I think it's probably going slowly because 8 trillion people in the world are getting the same patch at the same time. And in, what, 5 minutes it's done 12 meg of 300. So normally this would be like 2 minutes. But because it's a thing that everybody's getting, I think it's going to be a while. So I think what we'll do, I think we'll just call it quits there. Because we're going to be here all day. It's going to take forever. And there's no point in us sitting around. So what I shall do, we shall call it quits there. Can you guys hear me, by the way, okay? You can all hear me, by the way. You're not looking at dead air right now, are you? Just before I do anything, just confirm you can actually hear me. I'm assuming you can hear me. Can you hear me out there in Teleland? Is there anybody? Oh, yeah, there, cool. Yeah, so what I'll do, we're going to be here all day. I'm under orders to go and get McDonald's now anyway, so we'll call it a show there. It's got a good 3 hours out of it. You got to see me screw up again, as always. I don't know. But I got to use my repair limpet. Woohoo! My limpets are awesome, because they're called limpets. So you got to see me use a limpet, which is cool. Hi, Lynn. You've come in just as we're about to give up and close down for the day. I'm really, really sorry. They shut the game down to do an update, and the update's taking forever, so I'm going to call it quits and just go and get me dinner. Sorry. But thank you to everyone that's watched. I think we've only got 6 or 7 people left now. Thank you to everyone that's been watching in the chat. If you're not watching this live, thank you anyway. Still feel free. Do let me know if you want to see more of these. Put it in the comments below if you want to see more. Don't forget, of course, if you hadn't seen it, I posted up a video yesterday announcing that I'm giving away a Master Grade Verkar new Gundam kit to celebrate. I got 20,000 subscribers. So it's the yesterday's video. Go to my channel and videos. You'll see it there. It's on the front page. It'll be in the video list. It's a little thank you to you guys. It's a free draw, and I'll pick a winner on the 1st of March at random. So make sure you go and watch the video and find out how to enter so you can win the awesome Master Grade kit. Lynn Dipple says, bugger, I missed it again. I know. Sorry, Lynn. I will do some of these later on. Like, not later on today, but I will do some of these later on at later times. I might carry on later, actually. If I've got nothing else to do later tonight, I might come back on. You never know. But yes, we shall leave it there. So thank you to everyone that's been watching. Do go along and check out yesterday's video and put yourself down so you can try and win that Master Grade Gunpla. I might come back on again later tonight. We'll see. Keep your eye on this feed. If you've subscribed, if you haven't subscribed, in case I do come back on later tonight, make sure you tick the subscription thing and click the notification bell. If I do come on later on, I'll just start the stream and you'll get a notification saying that I am streaming. So make sure you tick that notification bell. Until next time, just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching. Do take care of yourselves. Go do something awesome. Go be awesome. And until next time, I've got no way to close this down, have I? I've just got an off button. I never thought of that. Anyway, until next time, take care, Commanders. See you out there.